Hey, howdy, how the heck are you doing? Real quick, click like, subscribe, got some cool videos coming. Today, I got to tell a story on myself, and it's embarrassing. So you guys remember from the last video, this was our 3D representation of a surge or a big, power anomaly destroying and eating up your house. So, here's the scenario. 4 days ago, we're here at my house, horrific lightning storm. I mean, a big one. Big lightning strikes, like columns of light, not that far away, driving rains, winds, branches coming down. I'm out here in my little man cave. My wife comes out and she's looking. I have the door open, she's like watching it. And she goes, "It's a good thing we have surge protectors, right?" And I look down, and on the ground are both my surge protectors, because for videos I've taken them on and off and moved them around, right? So I've been married a long time, so I decided not to lie. I said, no I don't, they're right there on the floor. So she looked at me, we've been married a long time, and she said, well, that's okay, I'll just go shopping if it all gets destroyed and buy a lot better electronics. And then she walked out. So this morning before we did this video, I went and reinstalled all my surge protectors. I've got the Ultra here in the sub panel in the garage and the FS140 in my outside main panel. Just had to tell that story because there I was with my wife feeling so warm and fuzzy that she's married to a competent master electrician who's going to protect his home from horrible lightning and other things. And I looked down and they were just both sitting there on the floor. And it was horrible. What a moment. Anyways, so for those of you, remember the grenade, put in your surge protectors. All right, let's move on. Lots of great comments about Romex sizing and pipe. Again, super impressed. Couple of things I want to remind you guys about. First of all, if you go to, you guys are asking questions like, hey, can I put 12.3 Romex into a certain size pipe? Let me answer your question on this kind of stuff. I don't know. That's a lot of math. So you go to table 9 in your code book. If you're a homeowner, you go, well, I'm a homeowner. If you're doing electrical work, buy yourself a code book. Try it, okay? Here we go. Table 9. You'll see right there, too small, 53%. Here's what that means. When you have the code wants you to consider this Romex as one wire as far as area. So if you're putting this inside of a pipe, this needs to be half, if we ballpark it, half or less the cross-sectional area of that conduit, okay? So, 1/2 inch, 3/4, you do the math, you're smart people, let's keep moving. Derating for putting a whole bunch of wires in. You guys will know that if you have a conduit and you pack it full of wire, we're supposed to derate it. Why? Because the wires are going to heat themselves up, each other up, okay? Unless, I've spent a lot of time this week in Article 310 for some of our projects and our issues with inspectors. So if you go to Article 310, 15C, and we'll put that reference in there, we basically don't have to derate is if your, we call it the nipple exception, 24 inches. If it's 24 inches or less between boxes, right? Or if you have a nipple, let's say a 2-inch chase, PVC conduit, EMT, and you've got that packed full of individual conductors, you don't have to derate if this section that they're all combined in is 24 inches or less, okay? There you go, something to think about. The last thing, some of you guys are talking about transitioning from Romex, let's say coming out of an attic, transitioning to pipe, okay, inside. Again, we're saying inside, because Romex, if you go to Article 343, I should know this, not rated for damp locations, okay? But if you're inside, here's the thing, when you use the table, because of course you're going to use the table, you're not going to just guess or keep asking me to look it up for you. You're going to go to table 310.16. If you look at these individual conductors, right, in Romex, here, let's get up close, Paul. What you're going to notice, there's no writing on these. So if you strip these and run these through pipe, technically you cannot use the 75-degree column for sizing. You still have to use the 60-degree column and I had a drawn-out discussion with an inspector about this not too long ago. I was convinced that I could use 6.3 Romex, strip off the sheath, run it from a panel through a short section of pipe, and land it on a 1450R for charging an EV. He said to me, prove to me that number 6 is rated THHN. And I was just all fired up, like, of course it's THHN. And he said, like a smart inspector, he said, show me. So I dug into that Romex. Not only is there nothing printed on the individual conductors, there's nothing printed on the sheath either. So let's see if we can get out here. This is simplex. Let me see if Paul can pick this up because it's not printed. It is embossed. So here you go. Stay with us. How's that looking? Okay. But if you look at the type, the UL listing, there is nothing on there about temperature rating. Okay. So what does that mean? That means 6-degree column, guys. Even if you come out of the wall with 6.3 and you go into 3/4 or 1-inch conduit and transition and you strip the sheath, those individual wires are still only good in the 6-degree column. You cannot prove, which is, if you're being inspected, is the issue. You cannot prove that those are THHN or should be rated in the 75-degree column. Okay, so that was just something else to throw out there. 24-inch rule as far as derating. For less than that, that the Romex is not, the individual conductors, you have to stay in the 6-degree column for Romex, even if you strip the sheath off. Finally, the 53%, where to find that, you go to chapter 9 tables. Table 1, the cross section as far as area. In other words, because you guys, again, are trying to do it right and not just whatever you can muscle through the conduit works. But for single cables, the cross-section area is not more than 53%, okay? Surge protectors. Again, circling back, we'll wrap up with that story. Best place for your surge protectors is to be in your panels, not on your garage floor. Just let you end with that. Again, click like, subscribe. Love hearing from you guys. Take care.